In a quiet village nestled between rolling green hills and a brook that giggled over smooth stones, there stood a crooked little library at the end of Willow Lane, painted the soft blue of morning sky and topped with a weather vane shaped like an open book. It was run by Miss Lila, a kind woman with silver-streaked hair and glasses that slid down her nose whenever she left. Children came from all over to read here, not just because of the cozy nooks and shelves that seemed to go on forever, but because of one very special book, the Whispering Book. No one knew where it came from. It appeared one foggy morning on the reading table, its cover made of soft leather, the color of twilight, with golden letters that shimmered when touched. For the one who truly listens. The book never stayed open. It always closed itself by dusk, and no one could read more than a few pages before the words danced away like fireflies. Some said it only spoke to the honest. Others believed it showed secrets to those with kind hearts. Among the children who visited was Lila, a bright girl of 9 with curly hair and a voice like wind chimes. She loved stories more than sweets, more than games, more than anything. But Lila had a habit. Whenever she didn't understand a word, she would guess. When she didn't finish a book, she would pretend she had. And when Miss Alara asked what she learned, Lila would say, "Oh, I know it all," even when she didn't. One rainy afternoon, while the other children played outside, Lila stayed behind, drawn to the Whispering Book. She picked it up, and to her surprise, it opened. The first page read, "To read me, you must speak the truth, not just with words, but with your heart." Lila giggled. "I always tell the truth," she said proudly. But as she turned the page, the words vanished, replaced by a single sentence. "Do you really?" She frowned. "Well, sometimes I say I've read a book when I haven't, but it's not a real lie." The book closed with a soft thump. That night, Lila dreamed of the book. It floated in the air, pages fluttering, and whispered, "Come back. Try again. But this time, be honest." The next day, Lila returned. She sat cross-legged on the rug, took a deep breath, and said, "Okay, I don't always tell the truth. I pretend I know things so people will think I'm smart, but I want to learn. I really do." The book slowly reopened. Golden words flowed across the page. "Truth is the key that unlocks all wisdom. Without it, even the greatest stories remain hidden." Then, the magic began. The library walls faded. The ceiling turned into a swirling sky. Lila found herself standing in a forest made of story trees with bark of old manuscripts, rivers flowing with poetry, birds singing in rhymes. A fox with spectacles offered riddles. A turtle carried a fable on its shell. And everywhere, books fluttered like butterflies, whispering secrets only the truthful could hear. For hours, Lila explored, asked questions, admitted when she didn't know, and each time, the forest revealed more wonders. When she returned to the real world, the sun was setting. The Whispering Book lay closed in her lap. But now, a small golden star had appeared on its cover right where her hand had rested. Miss Alara smiled. "I see you finally met the book." Lila nodded. "It didn't care if I was smart. It only cared if I was true." From that day on, Lila still loved stories, but now, she never pretended. She asked questions. She said, "I don't know," without fear. And whenever a new child came to the library, shy and unsure, Lila would point to the Whispering Book and say, "It only opens for those who speak from the heart." And sometimes, just sometimes, if the child was honest, the book would creak open and begin to whisper. Moral of the story: honesty is the most magical key of all. When we tell the truth, we unlock not just knowledge, but kindness, courage, and the real joy of learning. Be true, be curious, and let the story begin.